I want to welcome everyone this afternoon to this meeting. We'd first like to ask everybody to join us in a moment of silence in honor of the funeral proceedings and all with President George H.W. Bush. So if you'll join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Pratt.
Turn my microphone on. Our first order of business will be to set the time and date for our next commission meeting. The staff would like to recommend Friday, December the 14th at 1 p.m.
That'll be fine.
Thank you, sir. Okay, moving into our utilities agenda. Our first item is docket number 2017-350C, which is an agreement between United Telephone Company of the Carolinas, LLC, and Envoy Spectrum, LLC.
I think we got an administrative agenda.
That will be last, sir.
Okay, I thought Mr. Melchers was saying first. Okay,
Sorry. That's
cool.
our normal tradition to do that last.
That works.
Mr. Pratt, you just presenting item 1 at this time?
Yes, sir.
All right, in that case, Mr. Pratt, I move that we approve the interconnection agreement and amendment to interconnection agreement between United Telephone Company of the Carolinas, LLC, doing business as CenturyLink, and Envoy Spectrum, LLC. So move.
You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries.
Chairman, members of the commission, item number 2 is docket number 2000-548C, which is an agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, DBA LLC, DBA AT&T South Carolina, and South Carolina Net Incorporated, DBA Spirit Telecom.
Why don't we do number 3 too? We do 2 and 3 together.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read.
Number 3 is docket number 2018-350C, which is an interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, DBA AT&T South Carolina, and Eris Incorporated.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Whitfield.
I have motions for each of those. In item 2, I move that we approve the First Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and South Carolina Net Incorporated, doing business as Spirit Telecom. And for item 3, I'd like to move that we approve the interconnection agreement between Eris Incorporated and Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Questions or comments? If not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, in item number 4, we have docket number 2018-331C, the application of NGA 911 LLC for a certificate of public convenience and necessity, and we have a petition to intervene.
Mr. Chairman.
That's number 5.
That's number 4.
Okay, let's do 5 too.
Okay. Item number 5, we have docket number 2018-349C, which is the application of FiberLight LLC for a certificate of public convenience and necessity.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the position to the petition to intervene identified by Mr. Pratt in items 4 and 5. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, item number 6, we have the petition of Williston Telephone Company, DBA TDS Telecom, for review of New Star pooling. This is docket number 2018-363C.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Elam.
Mr. Chairman, on October 22nd, 2018, the North American Numbering Plan Administrator and or the Pooling Administrator denied the request of Willison Telephone Company, DBA TDS Telecom, for a full NXX in the 803 numbering plan area in the North Rate Center because TDS did not meet the months to exhaust or utilization rate requirements. TDS needs a local routing number in the 803 NPA to transition from a legacy switch to a new state-of-the-art switching system. The requested numbering resources are required to obtain a local routing number, or LRN. TDS intends to return the new code and all associated number blocks once the transmission is complete and all customers have been migrated to the new switch. Full migration of customers and decommissioning of the legacy switch is expected to be completed within 3 years of the implementation of the new switch. FCC rules allow a state regulatory commission to overturn a denial of requested numbering resources when a carrier has demonstrated a verifiable need for numbering resources. TDS Telecom does not have the numbering resources needed to transition to a state-of-the-art switching system. Therefore, I move that the Commission overturn the decision denying this request for numbering resources and direct the NANPA/PA to provide numbering resources requested by TDS Telecom. So moved.
You've heard Commissioner Elam's motion. Are there any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, in item number 7, we have docket number 2018-358 WS, which is a verified application of Carolina Water Service Incorporated for approval of annual rate adjustment mechanisms and petition for an accounting order to defer expenses.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Elam.
Mr. Chairman, I move we deny the request for waiver of notice and hearing and instruct staff to set hearing date. Pursuant to CWS's request, also direct staff to suspend provision of a draft notice to the company pending the filing of an amended application. So moved.
You've heard Commissioner Elam's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, in item number 8, we have docket number 2018-365 WS, which is a request for a name change of Carolina Water Service Incorporated to Blue Granite Water Company.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Elam.
I don't really want to do all of them, but I'll do this one. Mr. Chairman.
Keep going.
Mr. Chairman, I move we hold in abeyance the request of Carolina Water Service Incorporated for approval to change the legal corporation name from Carolina Water Service, Inc. to Blue Granite Water Company until notice has been provided and filed with the Commission. Further, the Office of Regulatory Staff recommends, and I so move, that the Commission require the following information be included in the company's notice to customers. 1, a concise statement identifying the reason for the name change. 2, the effective date of any changes to contact information, including, but not limited to, new office address, updated web address, email address, contact number, and emergency contact information. 3, effective date and detail of any changes to how company employees and or contractors will be identified, i.e. uniform and truck markings. 4, the effective date of changes to bill forms and an overview of the changes to the bill form, including, but not limited to, the name and logo presented on the bill. 5, identify any changes to payment methods, such as new mailing address and the date payments will need to be remitted under the new name. While the company filed a letter on December 4th objecting to the information ORS proposed to be included in the notice to customers, I find the arguments against requiring such information unpersuasive. The 3 commission orders cited by the company for the proposition that requiring the inclusion of such information is not consistent with prior commission actions on corporate name changes are inapposite. One of the cited name changes was pursuant to contract with a utility's previous owner. One was a mere change in DBAs, and one resulted from a merger. Further, none of those orders involved criteria to be included in a notice of a name change. Lastly, the company indicated that other legal and regulatory filings as required by the Department of Health and Environmental Control have not been completed. The company is required to file with the Commission all DHEC permits authorizing operations under the new name prior to further commission consideration of the request. Once these are received and the notice period has run, the commission will give further consideration to the request. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Elam's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the commission, item 9 involves docket number 2017-292 WS. This is Carolina Water Services Incorporated's application for approval of an increase in its rates for water and sewer service. We're going to look at the commission consideration and issues on rehearing in this docket number. And Mr. Chairman, I have some issue slides that I'd like to present before you go into this.
Good, very good.
Issue number 1 is sludge hauling expenses. The Commission Order Number 2018-345A granted Carolina Water Service Incorporated's test year sludge hauling expenses. And Part B of that is ORS requested a rehearing on this issue to request normalization of the test year sludge hauling expenses. Issue number 2 involved litigation cost. The litigation cost of $998,606 were granted in Commission Order Number 2018-345A. Item B, after making certain adjustments, CWS is now seeking to recover $991,508. In issue number 2 continued, we are also dealing with litigation cost, and we have a breakdown of the litigation cost by action. And ORS has challenged these expenses.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, regarding item 9, regarding this issue, there were 4 issues to be considered on rehearing in this docket. First, this commission granted rehearing on the issue of whether certain expenses incurred in connection with the removal and replacement of the liner of the equalization basin of the Friars Gate wastewater treatment plant are recoverable in this rate case. After the rehearing, Carolina Water Service and ORS agreed that $1,079,133 should remain in plant and service. I therefore move that this amount remain in plant and service. Second, in its petition for reconsideration, ORS argued that the Commission adopted a rate design which unfairly distributed CWS's revenue requirement between the company's 2 water service territories. Rehearing was granted on this issue, but after reviewing the testimony of witness Hunter, ORS no longer challenged the company's rate design or calculations. Accordingly, the rate design is no longer an issue in the case. Third, ORS argued that the sludge hauling expenses were abnormally high during the test period and that the test year should be normalized. In the Commission's directive granting rehearing, the Commission requested that CWS update sludge hauling expenses for the most recent period available and provide on a monthly basis the amount of sludge hauled and the cost of transporting the sludge. The information presented shows a sizable decrease in sludge hauling costs during the most recent period available. Mr. Chairman, for this reason, I move that we adopt the ORS adjustment to normalize such costs in this case. Mr. Chairman, fourth, ORS requested reconsideration of litigation expenses. Based on new information presented at the rehearing, I move that we deny litigation expenses associated with the Columbia Riverkeeper lawsuit. We agree with the ORS that the company should not be allowed to recover its litigation expenses in this federal environmental action, as the ratepayers derive no benefit from the expenditures. I move that we defer for future consideration the legal expenses associated with the town election and condemnation lawsuit, legal action due to the DHEC permit denial, and the I-20 connection case. Finally, I propose that we grant recovery of the costs associated with the legal action the company undertook seeking a declaratory judgment against the Environmental Protection Agency, which one witness described as a smart strategy. Company witness Babcock stated that although the case would have been a difficult one to win, it was a smart strategic effort to try to unlock the logjam created by the 1997 208 plan and the inability of CWS to gain an interconnection of the I-20 system to the town of Lexington. Mr. Chairman, I further move that the company's Winston and Strong invoices be disallowed in this case based on the description of work performed relating to employee benefits and executive compensation, and that expenses and allowances be included net of reallocation and disallowances. In addition, I move the following in regard to certain adjustments to the litigation expenses. Mr. Chairman, number one, the commission adopt the ORS reallocation of advances paid in connection with consulting services to the town of Lexington condemnation case, and that $52,442 be included in the amount spent on that case. Number two, that the commission adopt the ORS position that costs associated with mailing, court reporting, and advances paid to consultants should be reassigned to the Congaree Riverkeeper case in the amount of $21,049. Number three, that the other costs associated with expenses and advances should be allowed and included in amortization amounts. Number four, that the commission adopt the ORS view that costs of $19,760 should be reallocated to the Congaree Riverkeeper case from the DHEC permit denial case to correctly allocate such costs. Number five, that we accept ORS's correction of allocations from the I-20 connection case with a reassignment of $2,985 to the town of Lexington condemnation case. And number six, that the commission allow the assignment of costs to the company's various legal actions of $155,975 that ORS removed due to redactions reflected on legal invoices. I believe that the redacted material would not prevent a reader from determining the work that was performed. Mr. Chairman, in addition, I move that all legal expenses granted in this rehearing be amortized over the approved 66.67 years. Mr. Chairman, I would note that no carrying costs are included in that, and that our order reflect all fallout adjustments resulting from today's decision in this case. Mr. Chairman, based on the rehearing adjustments adopted in this case, I also move that we order the company to lower its sewer service revenue by $111,990, which will cause the average sewer customer's bill to decrease by 68 cents a month. This will cause the company's operating margin to change to 13.28%. The return on equity will remain at 10.5%, and the return on rate base will remain at 8.62% as previously set by the commission in the original case. And lastly, Mr. Chairman, I move that we require the company to furnish its sewer customers with the notice of this commission's action, which will be attached in this docket. I have a copy of that, Mr. Chairman. So move.
Thank you. You have heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, in item number 10, we have a petition for intervene filed on behalf of South Carolina Solar Business Alliance and Duke Energy Progress's LLC's Integrated Resource Plan and docket number 2018-8E.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
I move that we grant the petition to intervene in docket number 2018-8-E filed on behalf of the South Carolina Solar Business Alliance Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, once again in docket number 2018-8E, we have the petition to intervene filed on behalf of the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League, the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and Upstate Forever.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we grant the petition to intervene in docket number 2018-8-E filed on behalf of the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and Upstate Forever, subject to no objection from the company. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, item number 12 is docket number 2018-325E, which is the complaint of Frederick Carlos Howard versus Duke Energy. We have a request by Frederick Carlos Howard to withdraw his complaint. Item number 13 is in docket number 2018-342E, which is a complaint of Herbert Goforth against Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC. And we have another request by Mr. Goforth to withdraw this complaint.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
item 12 and 13 is identified by Mr. Pratt. I move we grant the request to withdraw those complaints and cancel a hearing till these matters have been resolved. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, item number 14 involves docket number 2018-5G, which is the annual review of purchase gas adjustment and gas purchasing policies of South Carolina Electric and Gas Company.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Whitfield.
I have a motion in this item. Mr. Chairman, the Office of Regulatory Staff and South Carolina Electric and Gas have presented a comprehensive stipulation in this purchase gas adjustment case for our approval. Based on the evidence of record, I move that we find that adoption and approval of the stipulation is in the best interest of SCE&G's customers, the state of South Carolina, and the financial integrity of the company. I also move that this commission specifically find that during the review period, SCE&G, A, properly administered the purchased gas adjustment and correctly adjusted the gas cost recovery factors for each customer class in accordance with the terms of order numbers 2006-679 and 2009-910. B, employed prudent gas purchasing practices and policies. C, recovered its gas costs consistent with applicable tariffs and commission orders. And D, was prepared during the review period and is currently prepared to meet its firm customers' projected needs via its future supply and capacity asset plans, and that an order shall be issued containing these findings. Finally, I move that we find that the allocation factors contained on page 4 of Ms. Elliott's direct testimony are appropriate and should be used for cost of gas calculations beginning with the first billing cycle of January 2019. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, items 15 through 18 are natural gas agreements between South Carolina Electric and Gas Company, and in item number 15, Owens Corning Sales LLC. Item number 16, Pilgrim's Pride Corporation. Item number 17, American Zinc Recycling Corporation, formerly known as Horsehead Corporation. And item number 18, natural gas agreement between South Carolina Electric and Gas Company and McCall Farms Incorporated.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve items 15 through 18 as read by the clerk.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries.
Chairman, in item number 19, docket number 2018-360W, we have the application of Carolina Water Service Incorporated for approval to establish a hydrant meter program.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
I move we hold in abeyance the company's request. The ORS has reviewed the petition and supports the establishment of a hydrant meter program to help reduce water theft and non-revenue water. While initially the ORS did not object to, but did question the computation of $1,100 as an appropriate amount for the deposit of such a meter. CWS has made clear in responsive filings that the meters themselves cost approximately $1,100 and that's the reason for the deposit amount. I would note that deposits ought to be refunded upon the return of the meters in good working order, and only in the event of damaged or lost meters would all or portion of the deposit be withheld by the company. However, prior to the Commission's consideration of the application, I move we require the company to provide us some more detailed information regarding how a metered hydrant deters theft and non-revenue water use. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, item number 20, docket number 2018-361S, the application of Carolina Water Service Incorporated for approval to charge actual cost for pumping interceptor tanks.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Elam.
Mr. Chairman, South Carolina Code Section 58.5.240G allows the Commission to put rates or tariffs into effect without a hearing, but does not speak to notice requirements. Carolina Water Service has requested that it be allowed to implement its proposed change in the charge for pumping interceptor tanks without a public hearing, providing written notice of the change to all affected customers within 30 days of approval by this Commission. ORS has recommended that the Commission require CWS to provide notice to the affected customers prior to approving the proposed change. In order to provide customers adequate opportunity to comment regarding the proposed change, I move that the Commission order that CWS issue its notice of the proposed change by bill insert, letter, or publication, and provide proof of such notice to this Commission. Upon the passing of 30 days after such proof of notice is filed, the proposed change may be implemented without further action of this Commission, only if no comments are filed. Should comments or petitions to intervene be received, I move that the Commission reconsider disposition of this matter at that time. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Elam's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that completes our utilities agenda. Moving to our motor carriers agenda, the first 10 items are applications for Class C certificates. Item number 1 is the application of Metro One Ambulance for Class C stretcher van. Item number 2 is docket number 2018-357T, which is the application of Metro One Ambulance Incorporated for a Class C non-emergency. Item number 3 is docket number 2018-366T, the application of Elite Services and Solutions, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency. Item number 4 is docket number 2018-367T, which is the application of E&J Luxury Car Services Transportation, LLC, for a Class C charter. Item number 5 is the docket number 2018-368T, which is the application of Team Transports, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 6 is docket number 2018-369T, the application of Bryant Peterson, DBA B&F Taxi Services, for Class C taxi certificate. Item number 7 is docket number 2018-370T, the application of Lyles Services, LLC, DBA Wellness Transport, for a Class C non-emergency. Item number 8 is docket number 2018-371T, application of LC Diesel Service Incorporated, DBA TLC Transportation Services, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 9 is docket number 2018-373T, which is the application of Express Rides Transportation Services, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. And item number 10 is docket number 2018-375T, the application of Tiffany N. Nelson, DBA Distinguished Limo, for a Class C charter certificate.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the applications and dockets numbers items 1 through 10 that were identified by Mr. Pratt. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item number 11 is docket number 1996-296T, the application of C.J. Moore, DBA Moore Moving Company, and DBA Moore and Son Moving Company to amend their Class C household goods certificates of public convenience and necessity for a name change.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we grant the request of C.J. Moore, doing business as Moore Moving Company, for reinstatement of Class E certificate number 2722-A, subject to compliance with all applicable commission rules and regulations. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, item number 12 is docket number 2016-83T. And here we have the application of A.J. and Sons Moving Pros, LLC, and they're requesting reinstatement of their Class C household goods certificate number 9830.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we grant the request of A.J. and Sons Moving Pros, LLC, for reinstatement of Class E certificate number 9830, subject to compliance with all applicable commission rules and regulations. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item number 13, docket number 2017-131T, which is the application of All-Star Limo. They're requesting to cancel their Class C charter certificate.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
I move we grant the request of All-Star Limo, Inc. to cancel their Class C, that's the charter certificate number 9263. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, in item number 14, docket number 2015-250T, Midlands Medical Transport LLC is requesting cancellation of their Class C non-emergency certificate.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
I move we grant the request of Midland Medical Transport LLC's request to cancel a Class C as a non-emergency certificate, and that number is 9100. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, in item number 15, we have docket number 2018-161T, which is the request of Tandon Transport LLC to amend their Class C certificate to read 15 passengers.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Elam.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant the request of Tandon Transport LLC to amend Class C non-emergency certificate number 9344 to read 15 passengers. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Elam's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 16, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, is docket number 2018-313T, Chico Johnson, DBA Johnson Transportation, is asking that we amend their certificate to read Johnson Transportation LLC.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you, sir. I would move that we grant the request of Chico Johnson, doing business as Johnson Transportation, to amend the application for Class C non-emergency to read Johnson Transportation LLC. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman and Commissioners, in item number 17, which is docket number 2018-245T, Transit South LLC is requesting that the Commission amend its certificate to read statewide.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Whitfield.
I move that we grant the request of Transit South LLC to amend Class C non-emergency certificate number 9386 to read statewide. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, item number 18 is docket number 2018-317T, which is the application of Go Diego Go Services, and they're asking us to amend its tariff.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Having received no objections to the proposed amendments to its tariff, I move to approve the tariff as amended. The Office of Regulatory Staff reviewed the amended tariff and performed an impact study. According to the Office of Regulatory Staff's review and impact study, Go Diego Go Services, LLC is in compliance with Commission rules and regulations, annual report and gross receipt filing requirements, and has had no consumer complaints filed with the Office of Regulatory Staff in the past 12 months. The amended hourly rate is below the rate charged by the South Carolina Tariff Bureau, and the amended credit/debit card fee of 4% is above the 3% rate charged by the Tariff Bureau. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Williams' motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, item 19, docket number 2018-332T, Crown One Limo and Transportation LLC is requesting an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard.
Per Commission Order Number 2018-501, dated August the 2nd, 2018, Crown One Limo and Transportation, LLC, had 90 days until November the 1st, 2018, to complete the certification process. Failure to complete the certification process or to request and obtain from the Commission additional time within the 90-day period results in orders being deemed null and void. The companies for request of extension of time to complete the certification process were dated November the 12th, 2018, and received by the Commission on November the 14th, 2018. Both dates were beyond the 90-day period. In a letter dated November 28, 2018, the ORS notified the Commission that order number 2018-501 had been rescinded due to Crown One's Limo and Transportation, LLC's failure to complete the certification process within the 90-day period. Therefore, I move that the company's request for an extension of time until December the 15th, 2018 be denied. The company may file a new application if it still desires to provide transportation service. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, item number 20 involves docket number 2018-297T. And SC Shuttle Services, LLC is requesting that the Commission rescind order number 2018-640.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Elam.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant the request of SC Shuttle Services, LLC, to rescind Commission Order Number 2018-640, which approved the company's application for a Class C non-emergency certificate. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Elam's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, item number 21 involves docket number 2013-375T, and Affordable Freedom Mobility, LLC, is requesting a suspension of their certificate.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
I move that we grant the request of Affordable Freedom Mobility, LLC, to suspend Class C non-emergency certificate number 8809 until June 30, 2019. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes our transportation agenda. And moving into the administrative agenda, we'd like to discuss the time and dates of the regularly scheduled business meetings for 2019. If we continue the current practice, we will hold our meetings on Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the Commission's regular scheduled Commission business meetings for 2019 be held on Wednesday at 2 p.m. unless otherwise called by the Chair. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Anyone have any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries, and the meetings will be continued on Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the agenda for today.
Thank you, Mr. Pratt. I want to remind everyone the next meeting will not be next Wednesday. It will be next Friday, the 14th, at 1 p.m. You probably want to be here because it'll be an interesting one. We are adjourned.